and it'll be endless. At that time you don't know where you begin and where you end. The capacity of Hazrat the Insan is endless. The capacity of angels, there is also a limit. I'm talking about Hazrat the Insan. Those who are beloved ones, those who are with the Holy Prophet ﷺ. It's endless. How are we to know how to taste this? We have to be with the ones who not only they have tasted, but they can bring you to taste. They are not scholars. How many more stories we need to show that even those scholars who are very righteous ones, there is a limit. If they want to break through that limit, they have to submit to a guide. So many times for those high-level scholarly ones, they're going to teach them something that's completely opposite to what they are used to. Completely opposite. These days, if the Shaykhs of the Naksibendi order, they're teaching something completely opposite to what you are understanding. So many names they can call them. Abusive, occult, wrong, this, that, so many names. They throw the book at you, they throw the Quran, they throw the Sunnah. I said, okay, welcome to those who come and farewell to those who leave. Those who leave, we say farewell. Those who want to leave, we say farewell. This is the same thing Hazrat Hizr said, no? Musa alayhi salam, he came with a book. All the knowledge contained in the secrets of that book. And Allah gave him a command to follow someone who is not even, let's say, a prophet. People are still debating, Hazrat Hizr is a prophet, not a prophet. It doesn't matter, not the same level as Musa alayhi salam, Nabi Mursal. Allah saying to Musa alayhi salam, go to him, learn from him. He is your guide and he is your Shaykh. Everything that he's teaching is against the Shariat. This is Quran. Maybe people say, I don't believe in this story of this saint, this story of this saint, but this is Quran. No one can say, I cannot believe. It is there. According to the Shariat, it is wrong. But there's a Shariat inside of a Shariat. There's a Shariat inside of Tariqat. And he said, farewell to you if you cannot follow. Your Lord sent you, welcome to you, but I don't think you can follow. Before anything was done. That's why today's Muslims, they dare to say, for example, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam as being an abusive father and a husband. Ibrahim alayhi salam, Halilullah. Why is that? They follow the Jews and the Christians, that's why. They're so free, blah, 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 talking about their prophets. So Muslims becoming jealous of that. We want to be like them, so free. So they start saying also. We like this one, they say. This one is a female Shaykha. Shaykha, such a thing called Shaykha. If there was, the wives of the Prophet were going to be number one, top. But they relay hadith. There's not Shaykha. Who assume leadership. Hazreti Aisha. So they're so free to say they're jealous from the Westerners. So they are saying, Hazreti Ibrahim, this one, Ahli Jahannam. Yes, we are saying. You are saying those things, fire will reach to you. Am I condemning them? No, their words are saying that. Of course, Muslims, if they like, they become so ultra-liberal. If they like to become so ultra-Shariat based, if they like, they become so religious. If they like, they become very, we love everyone. Love all, serve all. There's no guidance. So that one, that so many Muslims are following also, men and women especially, saying, Ibrahim alayhi salam is a deadbeat husband because he left his wife and his newborn son alone in the desert. Why don't you say he's abusive? Why don't you say Allah is abusive? Go on. Why don't you say this cult of Allah? Why don't you say? Of course, judging by today's standards, anything that doesn't fit to their ego, they're going to say this is wrong. Leave that. If the whole world is saying it is wrong, we must be brave enough to stand up saying, as Allah is haq, it is haq. We cannot be afraid to say that. But how are we going to be afraid? We start hanging out with people who don't have enough faith. We're going to be afraid. Even if you have a lot of faith, you hang out with people who are very weak in their faith, you're going to be like them. You hang out with people who are hypocrites, you're going to be like them. One day you're like this because you stay in this group. In this group, one day you're like that. One day you're saying, you are right. Everything belongs. Yeah, it's correct. Next day you're going to say, you are also right. You are also right. You are also right. Well, how do you know you're right? I follow the one who is right as much as I can. I'm not saying I'm right 100%. Nobody can say that. Who are they following? Those right and righteous ones. Ulul Amri, that we're supposed to obey. Anywhere Allah is saying, you only obey those ones who are perfect. Because to your understanding of perfection is also flawed. It's also wrong. It's also filled with corruption. It's also filled with misunderstanding because you're going to judge something is perfect or not, either according to your shaitan or according to your ego. Even if you judge according to Shariat, what is right and wrong, there is a Shariat above that. These times are dangerous for our faith. It is dangerous for our faith. And to enter into tariqat, first you have to put away your faith. You have to put away your sense of right and wrong. Put it aside. What are you saying? We have to put aside. Put aside. I can say more. I can say, you have to say La ilaha illallah. The ilah that you have carved in your heart, you have to say La to that. Why? Are you following that one that Allah has appointed for you? Is your faith according to the faith of the Prophet ﷺ? Is it according to his teachings properly? Is that one that you're following teaching you how to love the Prophet above everything else, which of course you're going to say is a cult? 1400 years ago, they say it's a cult of Muhammad ﷺ. Today, they're going to say the same thing. And anyone who's teaching you, you have to love the Prophet ﷺ above everything else, you're going to say it's a cult. Oh, but what about our parents? That we love them, you must love them. You must respect them. If they are supporting the way of the awliya Allah, who are the inheritors. My parents, your parents, they are not inheritors of the prophets. They are not. They're your parents. There are certain rights. They brought you to this world. Yes, there are certain rights. You cannot give up on that rights. Yes, they're very high level. But it is not the same as those rightly guided leaders. They are not. Say whatever you want. Cult, malt, whatever. Allah is saying this. Obey Allah, obey the prophets, and obey your rightly guided leaders. And your parents, yours and mine, are going to stop us. Put barricades between us and following the rightly guided leader who's going to bring us to the Prophet and to Allah. There are certain limitations that we have to put there. We have to say, if you don't interfere into my business, I will not interfere into your business. We can get along. But if you're trying to take me down, then we have to cut certain things, because we're not here trying to take you down. You must love your parents. You must respect them, but they're your parents. They are not inheritors of the Prophet. They are not. Their rights are different. The rights of the awliya Allah, they're completely different. In fact, you have to put those ones who are teaching you how to love the Prophet above your parents. Why is this? Because Prophet ﷺ is saying, if you don't love me more than you love your father, your mother, your children, everything that you own, everything, even yourself, you don't have complete faith. The reason why we're in tariqat is to get complete faith. Am I saying fight with your parents? No. Am I saying argue with them? No. Am I saying don't listen to them? No. If you want to take all these arguments, then you're not right. Then turn off that, don't listen to me. Of course, we have murids that they see Shaykh Efendi, they love him so much, they become a little bit crazy sometimes, and they say, no, I'm not going to listen to you, Dad. I'm not going to listen to you, Ma. They're a little bit crazy, you know. When the first people, they fall in love, they get a bit infatuated. Do I encourage that? No. Say, don't fight with your parents. Whatever they say, especially if you're living in their house, they are good people, they're Muslims and everything. They're not trying to stop you. They see you doing certain things, they don't agree with it, they think it is strange. Try to negotiate. Don't argue. Say, yes, father, yes, mother. You'll be eating their food, living under their house. They have rights over you like that. If not, you say, very good, that's your advice. I will listen to that advice, but I also have a guide who's teaching me this. Otherwise, 1,000 voices out there, 1,000 voices inside. Where are you going to listen? Who are you going to listen to? When are you going to listen? Why are you going to listen? Then there are those who are following the Shaykh, but still they're insisting on their way of right and wrong. Then you're not going to go far. One day it'll burn you. If you're not trying to understand your Shaykh, understand what is happening, then why are you there for? If you're not trying to understand the lessons, why are you there for? Remember, this way is not about zikr and nafila ibadat. You can do that at home. Zikr and nafila ibadat, you don't even need a Shaykh. You can do it by yourself. But to be guided, to know yourself, you need a guide that time. And then that time, if he knocks you wall to wall to take out that snake that you have swallowed, it is for your own good. It is not for that one's. And if you want to listen to what other people are saying, that this is this and that, abuse and this, go ahead. It's up to you. I'm not here trying to defend every shaykh, of every tariqat, of everyone who's doing this or that. I'm not. I'm speaking as a Jamaat, as someone who's following Shaykh Effendi, and in our way. If you say, well, what about this shaykh doing that? So I have no idea of that. I don't know that. But in this way, it is clear certain things. And every time we're saying If you have any questions, say. If there's something wrong that you see, say. Say something that is going to give benefit to you and others, or else keep silent. Don't backbite later. But if you want to do that, you are free as well. But to know if you're backbiting, it is worse than Shaykh Efendi is saying committing adultery with your father and your mother in front of the Kaaba. What happens then? You are backbiting about us. You are going to carry all our sins. It's okay with me. Go ahead and backbite, because we have so many sins and we want to give it to someone. So if you have a question, ask. But if this is something that you just want to be busy with backbiting, not asking for any explanation, but you're just happy because you made a decision, you made a judgment, and you just want to go pop, pop, pop like that, you are free to. But in reality, you're never free. Man is going to be, on the day of judgment, their words are going to strangle them. Their tongues are going to choke them. So be careful. That is the tongue. Give the heart, oof. So be intelligent. Don't judge so much. Try to understand. Even if you're judging and you're saying this is clearly not right and wrong, ask for an explanation. We are not Hizr alayhi salam, we say don't explain and don't ask. We may explain. But those who don't want, that means that they are making gunah for themselves. Feel free. There is not our way. Welcome to those who come, farewell to those who leave. This is advice for myself first and for anyone who wants to listen. As you like, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.